approach.
And I've seen this show is lame as hell, but it's a show where they'll have a group of balloons. And this dude he came on there, and he was one of those dudes that like he's secure with himself. He's a plumber. He made good money.
It was his own business.
He had his own business. He stood on his masculinity. So a lot of them women off the rip was threatened by that. They felt insecure off the rip.
As soon as you walked up,
they popping balloons already. Right? But it was one chick that stood there. She held on to her balloon while the other chicks was pop, 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 pop.
They talking shit though, too.
And they was all going because you could tell that some of them, they wanted them, but because they saw what the other women were doing,
they did it too.
They followed.
Like they saw a flaw that they didn't know.
Well, the one bitch even said, I wasn't intimidated by that because I grew up in the South and I'm used to that aggression, but I don't want no man to be arguing with me. He wasn't arguing. Exactly. He was just standing on what his opinion.
Exactly.
And they didn't like that. They don't like the man that's going to stand on business.
Exactly.
You need a man that's going to stand on business. Want need are not the same. They shouldn't hold the same
because they want a nigga they can control and talk too crazy to. He wasn't gonna stay. He wasn't on it. So the one he ended up, and he was shitting on all of them too. By the way, he had comebacks for all of them. But it was the chick on the far left. She was the best looking one. She was the only one that held on to the balloon. Cause she wasn't trying to be like the other women. She had her own way of thinking.
She was ready. She kind of almost want to say she held her peace.
She held her peace. She observed him, and she was like, he in his masculine frame.
That bitch ain't shit either though.
She wasn't shit either.
At the end, we come to find out.
They didn't even think that.
Gave a number to another man on the setup.
Oh wow!
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Like off that, you can't trust these ones.
Can't trust none of them. Can't trust none of them. But I mean, based on what I saw, I didn't even know that part. But based on what I saw, it appeared to me like she wasn't influenced by those other women. That's the point I was trying to make.
Right. Solomon said it, and I hate to throw this in right now. Of 1,000 have I not found, in Ecclesiastes the 2nd chapter. But this is all right, this is all to build you men up that are hopeful fathers or that are already fathers. The father process starts as a man and as a son, and then it grows until when you're choosing a woman, that's part of the father process. If you ain't choosing a woman that you want, if you know you want to have kids, you're going to choose a woman that's going to be a good mother to those kids. It's like choosing a field. Okay, I know I got a field, and this is an analogy in the scriptures too. I got a field and I know it's going to produce something, and I know what kind of crop is going to grow real good. So that's why I want that field. Not just to have that land, but to have what I'm going to grow on that land. Hence the analogy of the woman being the field and the children being the crop that grows in that field. You got to have that type of vision way back down the line to foresee that through. You got it, bro.
This scripture almost reminds me, kind of go hand in hand with all wickedness is with little. Concerning women, this is verse 14. A man's wickedness is better than a woman's goodness. Women bring shame and disgrace.
Damn, bro.
All that does is prove what King Solomon said. He said out of 1,000 women, I found one. So even if some of his, and I remember I made this point a while ago, right? When he had those 700 wives and 300 concubines, I said, because a lot of people hinge on the fact that he fell to those strange women, those heathen women, because he wasn't supposed to interracially marry. So that's why he fell. But that wasn't the point.
At all.
He fell because they took away his heart.
Yep.
And he started to worship their
Other
gods.
Exactly.
He got weak over them. But my thing was, them 700 wives, which were Israelite women, what were they doing during the time when he was building altars to Chemosh and Dagon and the Moabite god and the Canaanite deities? What was the 700 wives doing?
They was with it. Had to be.
None of them were right. There wasn't at least one that was willing to humbly.
Yeah.
My Lord.
Is this in the name of Yahweh something? Not that you want to question a man like that, but at some point there's a way to do it. Just like there's a way for the children to respond to it.
If you saw how Joe's wife tried to check him when he was going through hell, she went off. But imagine if a woman with one of the 700 wives stepped to Solomon in the same fashion, but it was to get him on track, so to speak.
Right.
If it was you're in error, my Lord. There shall be no other God before him. Like it would have been off because of her order, but that would have showed her at least her character, her integrity.
What was the prophet back? Nathan.
Nathan.
One at a time.
Yeah.
The prophet Nathan.
Right.
That was for her.
It was out of either way, but I'm just to make the point.
Yeah.
So those 700 wives wasn't really righteous either. Did they continue to serve Yahweh Shemel Shai?
No, possibly. But the point is, they didn't put away. What did it say to put away?
Hey, bro.
Idolatry out of it.
They were what the king was with, bro.
They're gonna follow the king.
Yeah, bro.
That's the point.
I'm with the king.
Yep.
Even if the king is off.
You wicked, she gonna be even more wicked.
Yeah, but that's what I said.
That's why you gotta put your vibration on them. Not allow them to put their vibration on you.
A wicked woman is given as
To
a
the
portion
person.
to a wicked man.
Yeah.
So that's why it only behooves us as men, husbands, and fathers to be as righteous as we possibly can. You got that part again? Yeah, you got it.
Man's wickedness.
King David's concubine, they didn't cause him to go off from the Lord.
Okay.
He didn't start worshiping other gods when he had his concubines. So that lets you know what it was truly about. Plus, it was meant because the Lord's going to end up splitting the two kingdoms.
Yeah, so it was a prophecy anyway.
It was going to happen anyway. Go ahead.
A man's wickedness is better than a woman's goodness. Women bring shame and disgrace.
At least a man will hide his shame for all.
Man's wickedness.
Her skin and bones.
Woman's goodness, bro.
It'll still show out of, like you said, it's still out of pocket if she was to check it, so to speak. It's fucked up, but hey.
She would have been really wicked to check him, even though it would have been, even though it was a right reason to do so.
Right.
That was it.
You got one?
Real quick. Ecclesiasticus 25 and 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all died.
You know, what's funny, it's crazy, it's Father's Day, getting on the Father's Day situation.
Getting on the
But actually, this is to build you men up to understand these things when you deal with them. And that's where this is still correlates at. So you can see that it is a major stumbling block for men. That's why this is, like I said earlier, it's one of the main hooks that'll bring a man into this truth, is how to figure out how to be in his proper role and to find a woman that's in her proper role. Okay, so he can have peace in his house.
And also the value of fatherhood.
Yep.
You know, which is long, it's been long lost because we've been in Babylon for too dang long.
I mean, it starts with the choice of the mother. I'm saying it's like.
That was great, there you go.
Read that again. I think there's another verse after that.
Ecclesiasticus 25. I'm going to read again. Of the woman came the beginning of sin. Ecclesiasticus 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all died. Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad.
Yeah. What did 22 say? Matter of fact, start up at 21.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ecclesiasticus 25 and 21, right?
Which one it says, marvel not at the beauty of a woman? 19 or 21, one of those? You desire her not for pleasure.
That's 43.
21. It's 21. That's in that chapter. Right?
Oh yeah, stumble.
Stumble not.
Yeah. Stumble. 25 and 21. Ecclesiasticus, stumble not at thy beauty of a woman, and desire her not for pleasure.
That's not the, like I said earlier, that's not the main thing you choose a woman for. About her, the intimate time that you have with her. I mean that sexually. That's not what you choose it for. You choose because that's, to say it, that ain't a large portion of your life. That's a very small portion of the time you have. As vital as it is to your family structure. But the most thing is how much hell is she gonna give you while you're, living your daily life every day. Is she gonna have you going into the Sabbath stressed out? Is she gonna have you going to bed where you all uneasy, cooking bad food? Like, look, you gotta really look at what your life is gonna be like with her, not like your life in the bedroom with her is like. Okay? When you look at ancient customs, you didn't leave to go to the office. You worked around wherever your craft was. So you usually wasn't very far from the house anyway. Right? So you work on your land, or you live closer to the ocean, or with a lake or water, body of water, and you fish, but you didn't go too far from the house. You made it back every day. So these things, while you're doing that, she was busy guiding the house and putting everything together. So these things are what, when you start looking at why you're even getting married in the first place, and we didn't even went into 1 Corinthians 7 chapter, about if you're married, remain married. If you're unmarried, don't desire to be married.
Seek not to be loose. If thou have a wife, seek not to be loose.
Don't be hopping in and out of relationships like that, basically. Just stick with what you got and make the most of it if they be pleased as well with one another, right? This is the mentality that we have to initiate for you men to get your minds right with. And you women, few sisters, right? And you few sisters that desire to be with a man. That's the same mentality that you got to understand. If the man's thinking like this, you need to get on that vibration. Because this is what a righteous man is about. The things that we're reading. And then we see in society the adverse situations that come with it. Hey, you had it, right? That was it on there, right? No, it's not. I'm sorry. No, it's not. Was there something?
Oh, the whole chapter goes.
No. So that is good. I know what's after that. Weak hands. No, read it. Because weak hands and feeble knees is important. My fault, bro. My fault.
Start at 21?
Yep.
Alright, cut. 21. Stumble not at the beauty of a woman, and desire her not for pleasure. 22. A wicked, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach.
Yep.
A wicked woman abideth courage, maketh an heavy countenance, and an wounded heart.
If she try to maintain him, meaning control him, and tell him what to do, don't be doing that. That's why the brother said, if she'd have checked him, even though she was checking him back to a good thing, it's still going on. So if you maintain him, trying to control him, even if it is for the right reason, there's a certain way to do things. Okay? Or to allow, even something as simple as knowing, don't tell your daddy what's going on. About about that new idol that you just erected with all. Don't tell your daddy how that's going. And just saying something like that may go, oh shit, I'm going off. There's ways to do things in seconds, but when she tries to control him and have everything lined up and make sure he's doing what she wants him to do, it's only gonna make a bad situation. It's gonna firstly make her unfruitful in her works, and she gonna talk back. And what is the other one? Impudent, hard heart. What was the word?
And much reproach.
And much she gonna talk back.
Full of anger.
It's gonna have all of those things, but then it's gonna weaken the man. And the next verse, you got it?
Hey, hold on.
Just said if she maintained them, right?
God